You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. The Colorado Rockies of the National League West are playing the Washington Nationals, the reigning World Series champions, and a team from the National League East. There's Nolan Arenado, one of the National League's best hitters. He'll be batting third in the lineup for the Rockies in this one. But the Rockies have their work cut out for them, at least their offense does, because Steven Strasburg's on the mound. He has a 12-3 record in 22 starts. There's a .250 ERA and has struck out 171 batters. He leads the National League in strikeouts. He's also tied with the Major League lead. Garrett Cole is the leader on the American League side. Strasburg has the second most wins in the NL and has the third lowest earned run average. And leading off for the Rockies, Trevor Story, batting .254 with 19 home runs and 50 RBIs entering play. The reigning Silver Slugger Award winner for shortstops in the National League. Trevor Story having a down year as compared to years past. He's usually been a consistent hitter and somebody who's been on the All-Star team. Didn't make an All-Star appearance this year, and his numbers aren't that high. Now, the Washington Nationals are 60-47 entering play. They're first in the National League East.
First pitch.
They have a 2.5 game lead over the Miami Marlins entering play and a 3-game lead over the Atlanta Braves. The Philadelphia Phillies are in fourth. They're 50-56, 9.5 games back. They were doing well, but they hit a dip in June. They went on an 11-game losing streak and just didn't win very many games in the month, which caused them to move down in the standings. And the Mets have been in last place for most of the year. Their record is 48-57, and they're 11 games back of the Nationals. But this division is still competitive. It's not unrealistic that any team could get on a hot streak and come to take the NL East division. However, the Rockies can't say the same thing. The Rockies are in a division dominated by the Dodgers, who have the second best record in Major League Baseball. The Rockies at this moment are in fourth in the NL West, in front of the Giants. They're 44-62, 27 games back of the Dodgers for first. The Dodgers are 71-35 entering play. 3-2 is fouled off. The count's still full, 3-2. Full count pitch coming again. Strike three called at the top of the zone. Story. Yeah, look at that face. That is the face of disagreement. That's out number one.
The right fielder, number 19, Charlie Blackmon.
Undoubtedly it was close, but hitters don't typically like it when pitches like that are called when they're up around the letters. But the home plate umpire rules all, so that's out number one. Now here's Charlie Blackmon. That's foul, the count 0-1, and as you see there, the infield is shifting him, anticipating him to pull the ball, so that left side vacant. And as the trade deadline comes up, I don't have too many expectations. You might see Nolan Arenado get on the move. I don't know where, but I know he's been swirling around in some rumors. Other than that, though, I really don't know. We're already seeing a couple big deals happen, but until we get to the 31st, really never know what teams are going to execute trades, what teams are going to back off and stay conservative. I'm always surprised with every trade deadline, and the virtual trade deadline won't be any different. 0-2 pitch. Inside, counts 1-2.
1-2.
Honestly, surprised the Marlins haven't made any moves yet. They've been competing for the NL East lead, but they haven't made any moves really this year. And look at that. Blackmon beats the shift. He might have extra bases. Soto rounding it off. Now he gets to it. But Blackmon hustles into second. He has himself a one-out double.
That is third. The third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
It's a breaking ball on the inside, and Blackmon still found a way to hit it the other way. You don't see that happen too often, but Blackman beats the shift, 1 out, top of the first, and here's Nolan Arenado, made the All-Star game this year. He also leads the Rockies in those 3 categories. He has a .345 average with 23 home runs and 70 RBIs. And he takes ball 1 outside. Nolan Arenado on a few leaderboards in the NL. He has the 2nd best batting average behind Christian Yelich. He has the 2nd most hits in the National League, the 4th best on-base percentage, the 5th best slugging percentage, and the 5th best OPS. He has an OPS of 1.019 entering play. Counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. And yes, Eric Ledford, the Cardinals got swept by the Cubs this weekend, and Paul Goldschmidt has gone cold. He was contending for the NL Triple Crown Award, but his average has fallen down. He still leads in RBIs by a large margin, and though he hasn't hit a home run in a while, he's only 1 shy of Ronald Acuna Jr. Swing and a miss, soft speed pitch. Got Arenado to strike out. And now there are 2 outs in the top of the first inning, and here comes David Dahl. 2nd on the Rockies in batting average, 7th best in the National League with that .334 average, also 12 homers and 51 RBIs. David Dahl been on the Rockies for a few years now, and he's developed into a consistent hitter. Takes ball 1. Wow. Dahl not too successful in his career against Strasburg. In 6 at-bats, he has no hits, and he's also struck out 3 times. Swing and a miss, counts 1-1. Steven Strasburg made his debut with the Nationals in 2009. Played with the Nationals 10 years prior to this one. This year he became a free agent, but was offered a 7-year deal from the Nationals, which he took. The 2nd largest free agent contract for a pitcher in free agent history in Major League Baseball. And he strikes out the side. So David Dahl strikes out there. Strikeout, double, strikeout, strikeout for Strasburg after a half inning. It's no score. The Nationals are coming to bat. And on the mound for the Rockies is German Marquez. Making his 23rd start of the year and entering play as a 7-5 record with a .405 earned run average. Also struck out a respectable 123 batters. So coming up to the plate, Trey Turner. He's the leadoff hitter for the Nationals. And on the first pitch, he grounds it toward the left side. Story plays. And throws to Nevin. That's out number 1. And with that, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Nats. Starlin Castro still batting in that number 2 spot and playing third base. Eric Thames has moved out to right field. He's not playing first base. That's because Michael Taylor is on the injured list, so Ryan Zimmerman getting his start in this one. Other than that, the lineup pretty much the same. Starlin Castro takes inside, counts 1-0. As mentioned before, the Rockies are 44-62. They're 4th in the NL West. And they have the 3rd worst record in the National League. They're behind the Reds, but above the Pirates and the Giants. Fouled off the count, 1-1. German Marquez was expected to be the ace of this Rockies team this year. And while he's done well himself, the Rockies pitching staff has not been very good. Wade Davis started out slow. Other pitchers have become unreliable. Their starting rotation is not sturdy at all. They did make a key trade, though. They traded for Shane Baz, who went out and got a couple wins to start his Major League career, so that's a bright spot for the Rockies. Not that they're likely to contend this year, but they've been certainly making moves that may help them contend in the future. Castro strikes out there. Swung over a breaking ball. That's out number 2. And here comes the number 3 hitter and one of the most disciplined hitters in all of Major League Baseball, Juan Soto. Soto, 261 hitter with 10 homers and 41 RBIs. Also has a 761 OPS. He's got power numbers, has the ability to drive in runs, but his specialty is getting on base. For a player who's 21 years of age, he has an uncanny ability to see the ball, know the strike zone. Also has the ability to get into the heads of his opposing team. That's fair down the left field line, and the infield had him shifted, as did the outfield. So that's going to rattle in the corner, and Soto gets to second before that ball's fielded. That's his 29th double of the year, and it puts a runner in scoring position for the Nationals with 2 outs. Check that out. Nobody on that left side of the field. It just stopped in the corner, and Soto, with little contest, made it into second base. So that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Eric Thames. Thames entering play has the most home runs on the Nationals. He's been doing well this year. 275 average, 27 homers, and 73 RBIs. And he is in a run-producing spot here. Juan Soto in scoring position, but there are 2 outs in this half inning. Breaking ball misses outside. Thames has a couple hits in 9 at-bats off German Marquez. Thames most recently played for the Milwaukee Brewers, so National League pitchers used to seeing him. This counts 1-1. Thames formerly played for the Brewers, as I just mentioned. He was a part of that Brewers team that lost to the Nationals in the wild card game last season. Swing and a miss, counts 1-2. Thames hit free agency and decided to sign with the Nationals. 1-2 pitch. Inside, counts 2-2. Thames has been a platoon first baseman with Ryan Zimmerman. Thames typically starting when a right-handed starter's on the mound. But he's starting this game in right field because Michael Taylor is hurt. Not on the injured list, as a minor injury. He pulled a leg muscle yesterday, so he'll be out for a few days. Nothing serious, no IL time, just he'll be on the bench. Yeah, that's a swing and a miss. Eric Thames down swinging. German Marquez, despite giving up a double, does not let up any runs. So it's no runs on 1 hit for the Nationals and 1 runner left in scoring position. After a full inning, no score at Nationals Park. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Rockies in this half inning. Ryan McMahon, Raimel Tapia, and Tony Walters. Ryan McMahon has a 243 average entering play, and he'll get his first plate appearance of the game in against Steven Strasburg. McMahon, a second-round draft pick of the Rockies in 2013. Came up and initially played first base consistently, but moved to second after the Rockies signed first baseman Daniel Murphy. Well, Murphy used to be a second baseman, but Murphy, when he came to the Rockies, was converted to consistently play first base. Right now, Murphy is dealing with a strained pectoral muscle, so right now he's on the bench, not on the injured list, but most likely won't see him. McMahon, the starting second baseman, and a young player in Tyler Nevin made his Major League debut a few days ago, and he's been the starting first baseman. Swing and a miss, that's out number 1. Steven Strasburg has now struck out 4.
Batting 5th, the center fielder, Raimel Tapia.
Well-placed pitch. 1 out, top of the second, and Raimel Tapia will come to the plate. Also, Eric Ledford. Technically, there were fans in the stands. Some stadiums did have cardboard cutouts. And I would argue that those could be fans. No ball, one strike count on Tapia, the starting center fielder for the Rockies.
Nope, at the ball.
Has been one of their better hitters, though he's a platoon player. And he hasn't played enough games to qualify for the league lead in categories like average or on base percentage. But he's a solid defensive outfielder, and he makes consistent contact with the ball, so he's valuable in this Rockies lineup. And he has a hitter's count against Strasburg. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, top of the second. Inside, that's ball 4. 1 out walk issued to Raimel Tapia, the second runner to reach base for the Rockies in this game. 1 out. Runner on first. Here's Tony Walters. Ground ball left side. Castro. Kendrick to Zimmerman. That's a double play. Out at second, Tapia, and out at first, Walters. And the Nationals end the top of the second with this double play. 5-4-3. No runs, no hits, 1 walk in the inning. Nobody left on base. Going to bottom of the second inning. Still no score at Nationals Park. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up in the Nationals order. Ryan Zimmerman, Howie Kendrick, and Kurt Suzuki. Ryan Zimmerman, the first draft pick ever by the Nationals franchise, hit free agency this past offseason and decided to sign back with the team. A player that has been rumored to be nearing retirement. But he's still been a consistent player. Typically starts against typically starts against left-handed starting pitching. But because Michael Taylor's on the injured list, Thames moved out to right. Zimmerman getting the start at first base in this game. Swing and a miss, sets out number 1. German Marquez now has 3 strikeouts. This was a fastball inside. Zimmerman couldn't get around on it. Just swung through it. That's out number 1. How to bring up Howie Kendrick. Still hitting well as he continues to age. 303 average, 9 homers, and 39 RBIs entering play. Starting second baseman for the Nationals in this game. Quite amazingly, in the postseason last year against the Dodgers, Howie Kendrick had a go-ahead grand slam in Game 5. It was an extra innings. He hit it off Joe Kelly. But Howie Kendrick used to play for the Dodgers. Howie Kendrick, known mostly for playing with the Angels and the Dodgers before being on the Nationals. He bounced around a few other teams, but those are 2 teams he was really known for playing for. Softly hit toward right, and that's in foul territory. Counts 1-2. And yeah, Eric Ledford, one of the announcers explained it, that the ballparks themselves were creating crowd sounds whenever the home team would do something well, like maybe making a spectacular defensive play or if something good on offense happened. So it wasn't the broadcast doing it, it's the actual ballpark audio personnel. That's fouled off, the count still full 3-2. That last pitch was 98 miles per hour from German Marquez. Off-speed pitch is stopped by Nolan Arenado. Picks it up, but can't make the play. Oh, the former Gold Glove third baseman tried to make another outstanding play there, but to no avail. Kendrick ends up beating that one out. So that'll go down as a base hit for Kendrick. 1 out. Bottom of the second, runner on first, and here comes Kurt Suzuki. Has better numbers against righties, but overall, 276 hitter with 9 home runs and 27 RBIs entering play. Kurt Suzuki's bounced around a few teams, but He's been a veteran impact player for this Nationals team. And he had a hand in the Nationals coming back to make the postseason and earn a wild card spot. That's strike 2. Suzuki won his first career World Series championship with the Nationals last season. And he's played for several teams throughout his career. Chopped on the ground. McMahon to Story over to Nevin. That's a double play. Out at second, Kendrick, and out at first was Suzuki. So no runs on one hit and nobody left on base. After 2 full innings, still no score here at Nationals Park. There's Heidi Watney, and we're about to see a graphic, so let's see what good or bad one team is doing. It's the Nationals pitching stats for 2020. So other than allowing home runs, they're pretty decent in other categories on this list. 8th in team ERA, 4th in team WHIP. They have the most strikeouts among any National League team, 2nd most in all of Major League Baseball with 999. Now that was entering play, and Strasburg has struck out 4. So that number now over 1,000. The Nationals have a strong pitching staff, as they did last year as well. They signed Patrick Corbin in the offseason. They had Daniel Hudson, who was a veteran pitcher, who ended up becoming a nearly lights-out closer for the team. Sean Doolittle's always been in the back end of the bullpen. They added Will Harris to the back end as well, former Houston Astro. They just made a trade with the Blue Jays to get Ryan Baruchi into the rotation. Joe Ross is now in the minor leagues. But Baruchi, not a spectacular pitcher by any standards, but he's been around the league for a few years now. He's still a young pitcher, and he still has room to grow. He has the potential to fit in with the Nationals quite nicely. Inside, counts 2-2 on Tyler Nevin. Tyler Nevin made his Major League debut 6 games ago. He's filling in for Daniel Murphy, who's on the injured list, and he swings through that pitch. Nevin was 2 for 22 entering play. He's now 2 for 23. He becomes the 5th strikeout victim of Steven Strasburg. So with 1 out in the top of the 3rd, here comes Germán Marquez. He's a .268 hitter, so for a pitcher, that's a pretty good batting average. He's also driven in some runs, though he hasn't hit any long balls yet. And look at that. Another hit for Germán Marquez this season. He has a 1-out single off Strasburg. The 2nd hit now as a team for the Rockies in this one. Liz Bastic. Hello. Greetings. Hey. Glad that you're with us. One out top of the 3rd, and back to the top of the order for the Rockies. Here's Trevor Story, who takes strike 1. Trevor Story struck out in the 1st inning, was one of 5 Steven Strasburg strikeouts. As of right now, Steven Strasburg, the leader in Major League Baseball in strikeouts with 176. He was tied with Garrett Cole entering play. Cole's still at 171.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, that very well might change when Cole gets his next start, but as of this moment in time, Strasburg, the Major League leader in strikeouts. Fly ball. Out toward left, Soto running out of room, and he makes the catch up against the wall. Marquez did not tag, so he'll go back to first base.
The right fielder, number 19, Charlie Watson.
Story made a bid to break the scoreless tie, but Soto ran that one down. It did not get out of the park. And with 2 outs on the top of the 3rd, here comes Charlie Blackmon. Blackmon hit an opposite field double back in the 1st inning, beating the Nationals' shift. One 0 count. Inside, counts 2-0. Charlie Blackmon, former National League All-Star, hit his first All-Star Game home run in 2019, just last season at Progressive Field. This year, though, his numbers haven't been too good. .245 average entering play with 15 home runs and 53 RBIs. Counts 3-1 on Blackmon. The Truth 1-2-3. Glad you're rooting for the Nats. Did he type? Oh, Eric Ledford typed Vaughn Gomes. Right. Vaughn Gomes, the former Cleveland Indians catcher, now playing for the Nationals, and he's their backup. Counts full 3-2. But we're going to have the Nationals featured again this week. We got them in 2 features this week. They'll be playing again on Saturday, August the 1st. They'll be playing divisional opponents, the Atlanta Braves. Swing and a miss. Steven Strasburg has struck out 6 through 3 innings on the mound. No score going to the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 8-9-1 hitters due up for the Nationals in this half inning. Victor Robles, Steven Strasburg, and Trey Turner. Robles takes ball 1. He has the 3rd most home runs on the Nationals. It's 13. 1 ball, no strike count. That's chased. Counts 1-1. Marquez has been throwing in the high 90s in this game. And judging by the first nearly 3 innings thrown by both pitchers, this one has the makings of a classic pitcher's duel. Marquez and Strasburg, 2 of the best in the National League. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Nationals' young outfielder. Victor Robles was a regular starter in the postseason in 2019. He was a top prospect for the Nationals for several years. Finally got to start consistently in 2019, where he's been great defensively and he's also wreaked havoc on the base paths with his speed. And this at bat, though, he strikes out. Well-placed pitch by Marquez. 1 out, bottom of the 3rd. Now here comes Steven Strasburg. Strasburg, a 103 average, around the median in which pitchers hit. Has driven in 3 runs and has an OPS of 342. That's not too bad for a pitcher. Strasburg made the All-Star team this past season. He also made an appearance in the game. He was a part of a number of pitchers from both leagues that pitched nearly 7 scoreless innings. So the National League broke the scoreless tie in the 7th inning, where they went on to win the game against the American League for the first time since 2012. Counts 2-1. There's some good history made in this year's All-Star break. Chris Davis, who was participating in his first home run derby ever, won it all. Which is quite exciting. There are a lot of first-timers in this past home run derby as well, which was rather exciting to watch. Toward the middle, base hit. Not only are Armand Marquez and Steven Strasburg patching each other pitch for pitch, well, they're also each 1 for 1 at the plate. Well struck ball up the middle by Strasburg, so he's on with 1 out, and here comes a speed threat in Trey Turner. Grounded out on 1 pitch against Marquez. That was back in the 1st inning. He's coming to the plate for the 2nd time in this game here in the bottom of the 3rd. And Turner takes strike 1. Turner first on the Nationals in doubles. He has 30. That total ranks third among National League players. He's behind Christian Yelich and Jonathan Villar. Outside, that's the ball. Trey Turner was an all-star selection in this past All-Star game. Belted toward left, at the wall, it's gone! Trey Turner now has 18 home runs on the season. And it's now 2-0. The Nationals have the lead in the bottom of the third. That pitch, yeah, was belt high or nearly right down the middle. Turner's had some pop in his bat over the years, along with the fact that he's a good contact hitter and he runs well. And he displays his power potential there. So the Steven Strasburg hit, proving to be large, gives the Nationals another run. They're up by 2 early. Here's Starlin Castro. Oh, I love... I do love the Nationals radio announcer. Bang! Zoom goes Trey Turner. I like that. I like zoom. It's just a fun home run phrase. 1-2 is softly hit through the right side of the infield. That's a base hit for the Nationals' third baseman. And with that, a mound visit coming between the pitching coach Tony Wolters and Herman Marquez. He pitched well through the first 2 innings, but with 1 out in this half inning, he gave up a single to Steven Strasburg, and following that at bat, gave up a homer to Trey Turner. The Nationals have 3 straight hits. As Juan Soto comes to the plate. Soto hit a double back in the first inning. And that's outside. Counts 2 balls and no strikes. I think that was pretty cool, just because you had Max Scherzer and Garrett Cole on the mound, and both of them gave up home runs in their starts. It's kind of interesting because you wouldn't expect them to give up long balls because, you know, it's Max Scherzer and Garrett Cole, but I think it's cool, and I think it was good for the game, especially when you have Eaton, who's not typically a home run hitter, hitting it off of one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. I think it was a good moment for him and the Nationals. Hitters count on Soto. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Starlin Castro on first base. Inside, that's ball 4.
Now batting, right fielder, Eric. Save.
So 1 out. Runners at first and second base. 4 straight batters have ended up reaching base now for the Nationals. Strasburg singled. Turner hit a 2-run homer. Castro singled. And Soto just walked. Swing and a miss, counts 1-1. Yes, he did. Giancarlo Stanton, the second hardest hit ball in the StatCast era.
Count is 2-1.
2 ball, 1 strike count on Eric Thames, the first baseman of this Nationals team. In this game specifically, though, he's playing right field because Michael Taylor is on the bench with an injury. Not a serious injury, but enough to keep him out of the game for a few days. Also, this is game 1 of a 3-game series between these two teams. The Nationals are finishing up a homestand. They had a 6-game homestand. They played 3 games against the Braves, where they won 2 of 3. Now they're playing the Rockies in a 3-game series. They'll be traveling to Atlanta to playing a 3-game series with the Braves over the weekend on the road. Fly ball toward right field. Charlie Blackmon's under it. He makes the catch. Runner stays at second base. And there are now 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
Now back, first baseman.
So Castro remains on second. Soto remains on first.
Zimmerman.
2 outs, bottom of the third. Here's Ryan Zimmerman, who struck out back in the second inning. As for the Rockies, they'll be finishing up a 6-game road trip with this 3-game series, and then they'll be playing a 3-game series against their division rivals, the Giants, over the weekend. Swing and a miss. The count is no balls and 2 strikes. The Nationals have a chance to break this game open. Armand Marquez a strike away from preventing that from happening in this half inning. That is hit well out toward left, but that is foul. Count still 0-2 on the Nationals' first baseman. The foul ball, the count's still 0-2. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Zimmerman. And that ends the third inning. But Trey Turner hit this 2-run home run off Armand Marquez, and the Nationals have a lead going into the fourth inning. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Part of the order due up for the Rockies in this half inning: Nolan Arenado, David Dahl, and Ryan McMahon. Arenado over his last few games has gone 8 for 10, which has helped his average. Entering play, he has the second best average in the National League. It was .345 entering play. It has changed, though, because he went 0 for 1. One ball, 1 strike count. That's foul. The count now 1-2. That foul, the count still 1-2 on the former Gold Glover for third baseman in the National League, and also a former Silver Slugger Award winner for third baseman in the National League. In the dirt, count 2-2. Well, Giancarlo Stanton has the hardest hit home run in the StatCast era, but it wasn't the one he hit on opening day. He hit one at 121.7 miles per hour on August 9th, 2018 against the Texas Rangers. So he has the 2 hardest hit balls, the hardest hit home runs in the StatCast era. Thames can't make the play despite a good effort. That's foul. The count's still full 3-2. So Stanton has a 121.7 mile per hour home run. The one he hit on opening day was 121.3 miles per hour, as Strasburg strikes out his 7th of the game. And Aaron Judge has the 3rd hardest hit home run of the StatCast era at 121.1 miles per hour, and he did that on June 10th, 2017 against the Orioles. So 1 out, top of the 4th, bases empty. Rockies trailing by 2. Here's David Dahl. Dahl struck out back in the first inning, and he fouls off the first pitch he sees in this plate appearance. No ball, 1 strike count.
1-1.
It's outside, counts 1-1. Swing and a miss. Count is 1-2. One ball, two strike count on the Rockies left fielder. Right side, fair ball, played by Zimmerman. Steps on first base, that's out number 2.
The batter, number 24, second baseman, Ryan McMahon.
And here are the wins leaders in the National League. You see Steven Strasburg 2 behind Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler leads all of Major League Baseball with 14 wins. As mentioned before, Strasburg, the strikeouts leader in the National League, and he continues to add on to that. He has 7 strikeouts up to this point. Here's Ryan McMahon, who is 0 for 1. Takes strike 1 there. He's now 0 for 5 against Strasburg in his career with a couple strikeouts. Well, it's been a theme of Strasburg's in his career. He's excelled at blowing pitches by hitters and striking him out. He's always had a high-velocity fastball, though ever since he's had surgery on his arm, he has lost velocity a bit. But still a dominant pitcher, and this year just excelling at strikeouts. McMahon behind, 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Swing and a miss, and Strasburg has struck out 8 hitters through 4 innings. No runs on no hits, and nobody left on for the Rockies in that half inning. Going to the bottom of the 4th, the Nationals lead the Rockies 2-0. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. There's Heidi Watney, and we've got more baseball to play. It's a 2-0 Nationals lead. Trey Turner hit a 2-run home run for Martin Marquez in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So the Nationals leading, the Rockies yet to score, and the Nationals coming to bat again. They're middle of the order due up this half inning. Actually, it's getting closer to the bottom of their order. 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up. Howie Kendrick, Kurt Suzuki, and Victor Robles. German Marquez has given up 2 earned runs to this point. One ball, no strike count on the starting second baseman for the Nationals. German Marquez nearly at 70 pitches, coming into his 4th inning on the mound. One pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts now 1-2. Carrot Top, are you referring to... Yeah, Dustin May, right? Well, hold that thought for a second. That's out to left. And that gets off the wall. Barely missed a homer. Dahl plays it off the wall. The relay in is not in time. That's a leadoff double for Howie Kendrick, who just missed a home run. But he settles for his 14th double of the season. And watch this one again. Another belt-high fastball. Just hit off the top of the wall and left. Dahl played it nicely, though. Relayed it in well. But Kendrick able to get into second base with an extra base hit. Now here's Kurt Suzuki. Well, I know who Carrot Top is. I just... Now I'm putting the pictures, or the piece of the puzzle together, because May has long red-orange type hair, so I get the comparison now. But I think that hurts the Dodgers if Kershaw can't pitch. Though they seem to have young stars succeeding left and right in any era. So, I mean, Dustin May getting the start didn't hurt the Dodgers. I think it's okay. I for the Dodgers' sake, Kershaw should return, but, there's so many unpredictable circumstances nowadays that you never want to push the envelope, especially in the situation that everybody's in now. 2 ball, 2 strike count on the Nationals catcher. And that fouled off. The count's still 2-2 on Kurt Suzuki. Swing and a miss. Well-placed breaking ball, and Suzuki couldn't hit it. Herman Marquez now has 6 strikeouts. One out, bottom of the 4th. Here's Victor Robles, who struck out in his first at-bat. That was last inning. Victor Robles was the first out of the bottom of the 3rd. And he was followed by 4 straight Nationals base runners. Strasburg hit a single. Trey Turner hit a 2-run homer. Then Castro singled and Soto walked. And then Marquez got the next 2 hitters out. Two ball, no strike count. Popped up. Shallow left. Trevor Story calls off David Dahl. He makes the catch. And Kendrick doesn't go anywhere. He stays at second.
The pitcher, number 37.
So 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Here comes Steven Strasburg, who played a role in the Nationals scoring last inning. He hit a single and then scored on Trey Turner's home run. Strasburg takes inside, but called a strike. Counts 0-1. No ball, 1 strike count on a former top pick of the Washington Nationals. Strasburg made his debut in 2009. He's been around ever since, though. He's had some arm problems over the years, and he's had a few surgeries. He's also been shut down by the Nationals a few times. But for all the talent that the Nationals have built up over the years, it all came to fruition last season when they won the World Series and they beat some improbable odds. Not only did they take down the 106-win Los Angeles Dodgers, but the 2019 World Series created a new record, or it was special because before that, no 2 teams in professional sports, in any sport, had ever won all road games in a championship series. And I explained that terribly wrong, as Nevin couldn't make that play. That's a foul ball. But the Nationals won the 2 road games they played in Houston. Then the Astros won 3 games in D.C. And then the Nationals won the final 2 games in Houston. As that's ball 4. Marquez just walked his mound opponent. Runners are on first and second now with 2 outs in the top of the order. Coming back up for the Nationals, here's Trey Turner. But that has never happened in professional sports, where all the road games, or all games of a series were won by the visiting team. That's never happened in professional sports before. Into right field, a base hit. Trey Turner now has a couple hits. The Nationals runners will play station to station, though, so Kendrick moves to third. Strasburg's now on second, and Trey Turner aboard at first with a 2-out single. So 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. And here's Starlin Castro, who's 1 for 2. He singled last inning. Again, the Nationals have an opportunity to break this game open. They left a couple runners on last inning, despite scoring 2 runs. Now the bases are loaded, but there are 2 outs and no runs in yet in this half inning for the Nats. Ground ball left side, played by Story. Throws to Nevin at first, and he picks it. Dangerous throw there, but Nevin bails out his shortstop, and that ends the 4th inning. So the Nationals leave the bases loaded, and at the end of 4 full innings, it's 2-0. The Nationals still lead it. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. The Rockies coming to bat in the 5th inning. They're trailing by 2 runs. Trey Turner hit a home run in the bottom of the 3rd inning, a 2-run home run, tallying the only score from either team in this game so far. But the Rockies will have their 6, 7, 8 hitters coming to the plate in this half inning. Raimel Tapia, Tony Walters, and Tyler Nevin. Tapia was a Dominican Republic signing. He's been on the team for a few years now. He's only played for the Rockies. It's a player that excels at hitting for contact, And he's a quick runner, making him a valuable asset in the outfield. Counts 2-1. Steven Strasburg pitching. He has 8 strikeouts through 4 innings. Now pitching here in the 5th. Still hasn't given up a run. And he's been pitching efficiently as well. Look at that diving catch by Victor Robles. That's out number 1. He got a good jump on the ball. Watch this full extension. Look at that. Superman. That's out number 1. Well played by Victor Robles in center field. And now here comes the number 7 hitter in the Rockies order, and the Rockies catcher, it's Tony Walters. Walters 0 for 1. 1 out, base is empty.
Ball 1.
That's ball 1. That's fouled off. The count now 1-1 on the Rockies catcher. Steven Strasburg now up to 70 pitches, but he's still going strong. Hanging breaking ball, but Walters takes it. Counts now 1-2. Also, Strasburg has thrown 45 strikes out of 71 total pitches in this one. Eric Ledford, also to answer your question, yes, Tony Gwynn did coach Steven Strasburg when Steven Strasburg was at San Diego State. Ryan Zimmerman makes that unassisted play. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Tony Walters, the one to ground out. And here are the earned run average leaders in the National League. Entering play, Steven Strasburg has the 3rd lowest at a 2.50. He's behind Walker Buehler and Marcus Stroman, who each have a 2.25 ERA. That pitch hits the dirt, counts 1-0 on Tyler Nevin, who was a minor league all-star this past season, but since coming to the majors, he has struggled. He's 2 for 23 as he hits that one out towards center field. Back goes Robles on the warning track. He makes the catch. Tyler Nevin was making a bid for his first major league home run, but just flies out to deep center field. Rockies go away scoreless. After 4.5 innings, it's the Nationals leading the Rockies 2-0. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Part of the order to do it for the Nationals in this half inning: Juan Soto, Eric Thames, and Ryan Zimmerman. Juan Soto went 4 for 14 over his last 3 games. The Nationals most recently took 2 of 3 from the Braves here at Nationals Park, as that's fouled off. Count 1-1. This is the start of a 3-game series, Game 1. The Nationals will be playing in a 3-game series against the Braves, but at Truist Park. That series coming up over the weekend. And Juan Soto's on base. He has himself a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th. Sox Talk Studios. Hello. Welcome to Major League Baseball's virtual network. We appreciate you joining us. Now, are you a White Sox talk? Or are you a Red Sox talk? There are a couple different Sox teams in Major League Baseball. Red Sox, okay, I got you. Did you watch the game earlier? Because the Orioles and the Red Sox played each other. And unfortunately the Red Sox lost, but they still got featured. I think that was the only feature we have of the Red Sox this week as well. Oh, no, it's not. But anyway, Eric Thames flies out to David Dahl. That's out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th as Ryan Zimmerman comes to the plate. But hey, big feature coming up over the weekend on Saturday. The Yankees and Red Sox will be playing each other. So I'm sure that's a series that will interest you. 1:10 Eastern Time. Here's Ryan Zimmerman, who has fallen victim twice to the strikeout. Ramon Marquez still on the mound. As Zimmerman takes strike one. Marquez nearly at 100 pitches now. He just threw his 94th of the game. Juan Soto on first, one out, bottom of the fifth. Toward the middle. There's one, there's two. McMahon to Story to Nevin. That's a double play. Out at second, Soto. Out at first, Zimmerman. And the fifth inning is over. So no runs on one hit for the Nationals, but nobody left on base because of this double play. After 5 full innings, it's 2-0. The Nationals lead it. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Rockies in this half inning, but since the 9th spot is the pitcher's spot, the Rockies elect to bring up a pinch hitter, so Ramon Marquez is finished pitching. He pitched 5 full innings and gave up 2 earned runs. Here's one of the Rockies' top young middle infielders, Brendan Rodgers. Nowhere for him to start, really, because you have Trevor Story at shortstop and Nolan Arenado at third base. Rodgers primarily a shortstop, but it's difficult to play over 2 established veterans like them. Turner to Zimmerman, that's out number 1. Also, to clarify, the game on Saturday between the Yankees and the Red Sox is at Fenway Park. One out, top of the 6th. Here is Trevor Story. Story is 0 for 2. He's struck out and flown out in this game. Continuing to struggle in the average department. That's strike 1 on Story. Are we talking real baseball or are we talking virtual baseball? Because I'm talking about the virtual schedule. The Yankees are playing the Red Sox on the virtual schedule, not the real-life 60-game schedule. Well, that's deep to right center field, and that ball is way out of here. Trevor Story just hit his 20th home run of the season off Steven Strasburg. Well, the shutout over for Strasburg, and the Rockies have cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. That was left over the middle. Though Story has struggled with his average, he's still put up pretty good power numbers and displays a majestic home run there. So 1 out, top of the 6th, 1 run in. Bases empty. Here's Charlie Blackmon, who takes ball 1. One of those outside, counts 2-0 on Blackmon. Blackmon, the batting champion in 2017, had the highest average in the National League. He's 1 for 2 in this game off Strasburg. Yeah, I have no idea. Some of the government's decisions have been questionable, and I know a few fans who were disappointed, and I know the Blue Jays were supposed to play in Pittsburgh, and then Pennsylvania government said no, so it's kind of disappointing, and I don't quite understand it. But, I mean, it is what it is. If the government shuts it down, the government shuts it down. There's not much arguing with the lawmakers unless you're willing to go to war, which I don't think anybody is over sports, really. 3-1 strike count, and that's fouled off. The count now full 3-2. Blackmon squared that one up, but couldn't keep it fair. 3-2 pitch. Line drive toward right center field, but the outfield was shifted, so Victor Robles seldom has to move. He makes the catch.
Up next for Colorado,
And that's out number 2.
the third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
Here comes Nolan Arenado with 2 outs, and the base is empty. 1 run in for the Rockies in the top of the 6th. And Arenado takes ball 1. Arenado 5 for 20 off Strasburg with a couple long balls. It's inside, counts 2-0.
2-0.
Arenado really broke into the league in 2014. Then from 2015 on, he was a breakout player, a perennial all-star, Gold Glove candidate, Silver Slugger candidate. Despite his running speed, Arenado is talented in almost every asset of the game. Good hitter, great fielder.
Inside ball.
3 ball, 1 strike count. David Dahl would bat next if Arenado can reach. That foul, the count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on the Rockies' third baseman. Steven Strasburg not throwing a shutout anymore. But his team's still in the lead. Ground ball left side and foul. Count still full. The Nationals got their 2 runs on a 2-run home run by Trey Turner in the 3rd inning. And here in the 6th, Trevor Story hit a solo home run. Up the middle, base hit for Nolan Arenado. It's a 2-out single hit by Nolan Arenado.
The left fielder, David Dahl.
So the Rockies have the potential tying run on base in the top of the 6th inning. Ronis Ilias and Austin Voth now warming up in the Nationals bullpen. And Dahl takes strike 1. David Dahl 0 for 2 against Steven Strasburg. Strasburg getting close to 100 pitches now. That was his 94th. And strike 2 on David Dahl. No ball, 2 strike count. Strasburg's pitch. Inside, it gets away from Suzuki. Ricochets well off the wall. Arenado makes it safely into second base anyway. I was almost fortunate for the Nationals. Watch this bounce off the backstop. Came right back to Suzuki. He just had to step back, plant, and then throw. But Arenado got a good enough jump to advance. That scored a wild pitch. So now Arenado in scoring position. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Swing and a miss. Crucial strikeout of David Dahl there by Steven Strasburg. The top of the 6th inning is over. But the Rockies got a run on the board thanks to this this solo home run by Trevor Story. After 5.5 innings, the Nationals still have the lead. It's 2-1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And a new pitcher on the mound for the Rockies. It's Jairo Diaz. Making his 63rd appearance of the year. He has a 3.68 ERA and 63 2/3 innings pitched. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Nationals in this half inning. Howie Kendrick, Kurt Suzuki, and Victor Robles. Kendrick has a single and a double in this game so far, 2 for 2, as the 2 easier parts of the cycle out of the way. Facing a new pitcher, though, for the first time in this game. Steven Strasburg technically still in the game. So after giving up a run in the top of the 6th inning, the leash on him might have been cut shorter. Right side, played by McMahon, throws to Nevin. Kendrick is out at first, and that's out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th.
The catcher, number 28, Kurt Suzuki.
So 1 out bottom of the 6th inning, and here comes Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out in this game. Jairo Diaz pitching in his first inning out of the bullpen. Herman Marquez went 5 full innings and gave up 2 earned runs. as Brian Shaw and Carlos Estevez start to warm up. But Marquez in line for the loss at the moment. Deep out to left center. Kurt Suzuki has gone deep. And he hit that ball way out of here. Suzuki now with 10 home runs on the season. And the Nationals get that run right back. It's 3-1. And he ripped that pitch. That almost went over the bullpens out in left center. Watch the trajectory of this ball. That's majestic. Line drive, but a perfect arc. And it did get over the bullpens in left center. Wow. 3-1, the Nationals still leading. They pushed it back to a 2-run lead. And here's Victor Robles, who's 0 for 2. He is struck out and popped out in this game. Faced Armand Marquez in 2 official at-bats. This is his 3rd plate appearance of the game, the first against Jairo Diaz. Victor Robles, an international free agent signing out of the Dominican Republic. Great defensive outfielder. We watched him make a diving play earlier in the game to rob the Rockies of a leadoff hit. Not to mention he is good at stealing bases. Also has the 2nd most triples in the National League with 7. Strikes out there for the 2nd time in this game. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, and here comes Steven Strasburg, not getting pinch hit for. He's 1 for 1, but he's had 2 plate appearances in this game. He's singled and walked. Fouled off the count 0-1. Strasburg helping himself out on the offensive side of the ball. The single he hit in the 3rd inning was followed by the Trey Turner 2-run home run, which turned out to be crucial in this game, considering that it would have been a 1-1 game if Trevor Story had hit that home run and Steven Strasburg had not been on base when Trey Turner hit his. For Kurt Suzuki just went deep, making it a 2-run game again. So far, both teams have scored just on home runs. Swing and a miss. The 6th inning has come to an end. Jairo Diaz gives up this home run to Kurt Suzuki, allowing the Nationals to tack on an extra run. It's a 3-1 game going into inning number 7.
Your attention, please.
So even though Steven Strasburg hit, he didn't get pinch hit for.
Number 50.
He's taken out of the game after 6 full innings on the mound, and Austin Voth the one taking his place. Voth making his 51st appearance of the season, and he has a .365 earned run average in 69 innings pitched.
The second baseman, Ryan McMahon.
5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Rockies in this half inning. Ryan McMahon, Raimel Tapia, and Tony Walters. That's ball 1 taken by Ryan McMahon, the starting 2nd baseman for the Rockies. Steven Strasburg almost struck out 10 hitters in his outing. But Strasburg gave up 1 earned run in 6 full innings on the mound. He's in line for the win. Right now, Armand Marquez in line for the loss, as Ryan Harper and Will Harris start to throw for the Nationals. That's strike 1. Oh, the virtual bullpen's doing very well. The Nationals are succeeding mostly this year because of their pitching in virtual baseball. And the Truth 123, I don't know if you saw the notification on Twitter, but almost a week ago, the Nationals had executed a trade with the Blue Jays to acquire Ryan Baruchi to add to their rotation, and Joe Ross got sent down because out of the 5 starters, he was the one struggling the most. So the Nationals are continuing to bolster their pitching staff, and it's a big reason why they're leading the division right now. Voth, straight out of the bullpen, gets a strikeout. Ryan McMahon swings and misses at strike 3 there. 1 out, top of the 7th. And Raimel Tapia is coming to the plate. Tapia out of the 6th spot is 0 for 1. Swings and misses at that pitch count is 0-1. He walked in the 2nd inning. Got out in his 2nd plate appearance, which was his first official at bat. Both starters right now in line for a decision. Now, this game not out of reach for the Rockies. It's a 2-run game. We're in the final third of regulation. On the ground right side, that also in foul territory, so the count stays 0-2. Outside, count is 1-2. Back foot breaking ball doesn't get Tapia to chase. Count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outside, count is full now, 3-2. Tony Walters is on deck. Outside, ball 4. So Raimel Tapia works an 0-2 count into a walk.
Now batting, catcher, Tony.
That allows the potential tying run for the Rockies to come to the plate. 1 out, top of the 7th. And it's Tony Walters, the number 7 hitter and catcher of the Rockies. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out a couple times, one of which was a double play he grounded into. Up the middle, played by Voth. To Turner for 1. To Zimmerman, that's a double play. Walters has grounded into a couple double plays now. That one ends the top of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 walk in the inning, and nobody left on base. After 6.5 innings, it's the Nationals 3 and the Rockies 1. There's the manager for the Rockies coming out now, talking to the home plate umpire. Most likely a double switch coming here, so let's listen to what it is.
Now pitching and batting in the 7th spot, number 29, Ryan Shaw. Now catching and batting 9, number 3, Dom Nunez.
So Tony Walters got taken out of the game. The pitcher spot now 8th in the order. That's Brian Shaw taking over on the mound. And Dom Nunez is batting 9th now and doing the catching for the Rockies. Turner rounds out to Story on 1 pitch. 1 quick out in the bottom of the 7th inning, and here comes Starlin Castro. Castro 1 for 3. He singled in the 3rd inning. Well, I don't know how much you can enjoy Corey Kluber in virtual baseball. And Rangers fans wouldn't be happy with him considering the results he's had so far. But Kluber, I think he has 3 wins. His ERA isn't too good, and he has, I don't know exactly how many losses he has, but it's a large amount of losses, over 10. I know that for sure. He's been struggling in virtual baseball.
1-1.
Counts 1-1 on Starlin Castro. Brian Shaw in the game now for the Rockies, former elite setup pitcher from the Cleveland Indians. Shaw was a big part of the Indians' bullpen in 2016 when they went to the World Series. He signed a few years ago with the Rockies in free agency, where his career has drastically gone downhill. The same can be said for Wade Davis, who signed a large contract with the Rockies a few off seasons ago. It was the 2017-2018 off season, and he hasn't been as elite as he was in years past either with this Rockies team. Castro grounds out there, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up Juan Soto. Soto is 2 for 2. He's doubled and singled in this game. He has the 2 easier parts of the cycle out of the way. Not likely, but possible he could hit for a cycle. He's definitely not guaranteed another plate appearance. He's also walked in this game. He's had 3 plate appearances, 2 official at-bats. Outside, counts 2-0. And Soto continuing to do the shuffle. For a player to be that confident in himself and that show-off, he needs to back it up with stats. Soto certainly does that, though. He's a young player who just displays an unprecedented level of confidence when he stands in the box, and that's something that makes him enjoyable to watch. But the fact that he's still disciplined in the plate, works out walks, and puts up good numbers, it just makes it that much better. Into left, and that's going to fall in front of Dahl. The outfield had him shifted, as did the infield. And because of that, a routine fly ball turns into a double with 2 outs. Watch that. That's straightaway left. Playable at normal depth, but you see Dahl was shaded toward the left center field gap and couldn't run that one down. So Eric Thames batting in a run-scoring spot. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Juan Soto at second base. Fly ball out toward right center field, headed toward the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Thames stops at second. Juan Soto will score from second base. It's now a 4-1 Nationals lead. That ball almost left the yard. Not quite, though. Off the top of the wall on the out-of-town scoreboard. On another part of this field, that ball might have left, but not in right center field. That's the first run scored by either team that wasn't the result of a home run. RBI double for Thames. Now here's Ryan Zimmerman, who's 0 for 3. And the debate about Juan Soto and Ronald Acuna Jr., it's an interesting debate because they have different games. Soto plays patiently at the plate and works walks, gets his on-base percentage up, while Ronald Acuna Jr. is a more free swinger, but as a result, his production numbers are inflated, though his on-base percentage and average aren't too high. Decent, average, maybe even above average, but not as high as Soto's. Zimmerman popped out to Story for out number 3, and now Ryan Harper comes on the mound, and he's now pitching for the Nationals, making his 62nd appearance of the season. Ryan Harper formerly pitched for the Tampa Bay Rays and the Miami Marlins, and now he's a part of the Nationals organization. Another solid arm to have in there. He struggled with Tampa Bay, did a bit better playing for the Miami Marlins, and now he's on a successful Washington Nationals team, a Nationals team that is leading the NL East. The Rockies have the 3rd worst record in the National League. They're in front of the Giants and the Pirates. Pirates don't have 40 wins yet. They're stuck at 39 wins, and the end of July is near. Tyler Nevins at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Made his Major League debut about 6 games ago. He's now gone 2 for 24 to start his career. Not a great start to his Major League career. He's filling in for Daniel Murphy, who is
Ball 3.
missing games with an injury.
Count.
Counts 3-0. Dom Nunez on deck. That's strike one. Count 3-1 now. Nevin, a minor league all-star. Part of the reason why he got called up is because he was doing well in AAA. But that success is not translated to the major league level early. And most likely when Murphy returns, he'll get sent back down. Swing and a miss. Count full 3-2. Three ball, two strike count on the Rockies starting first baseman. Just a bit outside. That's ball 4, and Nevin reaches base. For the first time in this game, it's on a walk.
Up next for Colorado, the catcher, Dom Nunez.
With that, Dom Nunez will come to the plate. Nunez came in as a part of a double switch. Tony Walters got taken out of the game. And now the pitcher spot is 7th in the order for the Rockies, and Nunez now the catcher and batting 9. Grounded left side, Castro to Kendrick to Zimmerman, double play.
Up next for Colorado, the shortstop.
The Rockies have grounded into several double plays in this game. This one a rally killer, leadoff runner got on, and then very soon after, a double play executed. So 2 outs, top of the 8th, and it's back to the top of the order now. Here's Trevor Story, who hit a home run back in the 6th inning. At this point, that's the only run that the Rockies have been able to produce so far. That's high, counts 1-0. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to see any firings in virtual baseball. Especially not mid-season. I mean, I know over the past couple seasons we've seen that more frequently, but if you look at history in general, typically managers don't get let go in the middle of the seasons. So not likely you'll see it in virtual baseball. But Bud Black, the manager of the Rockies, and Dave Martinez, the manager of the Nationals. And look at Trevor Story. He did it again. Trevor Story with 2 home runs, accounting for the entire Rockies offense to this point in the game. It's now 4-2. The Rockies still trail. Story now with 21 home runs on the season. Another pitch belt high. His first home run, he drove out to right center field. This was a majestic home run. Deep into the left field seats. 4-2, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Here's Charlie Blackmon, who's 1 for 3. He had a double in his first at bat, has since gone 0 for 2. And yeah, a couple games scrapped in real baseball. The Marlins home opener postponed, and the Phillies and Yankees won't be playing each other either.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
The Marlins were supposed to play the Orioles. That's kind of the rippling effect. That's how it's affecting the entire National League East division, or all of the, or not the National League East division, but the, I guess you just call it an Eastern division now. There's no American and National League anymore. Just all the Eastern teams being affected because the Phillies just played the Marlins. The Marlins allegedly have an outbreak. So the Marlins postponed their home opener. I think the whole series is postponed. But the Yankees and the Phillies
Ball 3.
just postponing their first game for now, since the Phillies just played the Marlins. Right now it's just a pile up. It's not a full train wreck yet, so hopefully it can get under control. Fouled off, the count full 3-2 on Blackman. But if not, you're still going to have virtual baseball to watch, so multiple avenues for you to enjoy baseball, whether it's virtual or whether it's in real life, or maybe both. That's belted out to right field, but that's foul. That had the distance to be a home run. It just didn't stay fair. Another 3-2 pitch coming to the Rockies right fielder. Right side and fouled again. Count still full 3-2. But Buster Olney took an interesting take on the season as well. He said the 60-game integrity shouldn't be held too highly. Perhaps at the end, if all teams can't play 60 games, maybe just do it by winning percentage, which has happened in years past in baseball. Just do it by winning percentage and just make sure everybody stays safe and make sure there's some kind of legitimate playoff format that doesn't necessarily involve every single game of the 60-game season being played. Which is a valid point of view. Another full count pitch coming. Popped foul, and again. A 3-2 pitch will be coming. Number 11 of the plate appearance. That's ball 4, and Charlie Blackman wins the battle. An 11-pitch plate appearance ends in a walk.
Now batting, the third baseman, Nolan.
So now the potential tying run comes to the plate for the Rockies. And it's their middle of the order coming up. Nolan Arenado, the first to come out and hit out of that middle of the order trio. But before that, a pitching change will be made by Dave Martinez. Sean Doolittle making his 39th appearance of the year. He's been the closer for the Nationals for most of the season. But he's coming in and out early. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Charlie Blackman on first base. Austin Voth got 2 outs, then gave up a home run to Trevor Story. Then walked Charlie Blackman, got taken out, and on one pitch, Nolan Arenado pops out to Sean Doolittle. And the top of the 8th inning has come to an end. So the Rockies can't tie the game, but they get a run closer. Trevor Story hit his second solo home run of the game. It's 4-2. Going to the bottom of the 8th inning, the Nationals lead it. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Nationals. In this half inning, Howie Kendrick, Kurt Suzuki, and Victor Robles. Kendrick into single. Let's try that again. Kendrick into center. Base hit. He has a single. His third hit of the game. Kendrick now 3 for 4 at the plate in this game. Nobody out, bottom of the 8th. Here is Kurt Suzuki, who in his last at-bat hit a solo home run.
0-1 the count.
They got the Nationals their third run of the game. The Nationals got a 2-run home run from Trey Turner back in the 3rd inning. The solo home run by Kurt Suzuki in the 6th, and then in the 7th, Eric Thames hit an RBI single, which made it 4-1. And of course, Trevor Story hit a solo home run in the 6th inning and in the 8th for the Rockies, scoring both of their runs, yielding this 4-2 score. Suzuki behind in the count. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Brian Shaw still on the mound. Swing and a miss. That's out number 1. So here's the starter comparison now. Steven Strasburg and Herman Marquez. Marquez, 5 full innings pitched. He gave up 2 earned runs on 8 hits. Steven Strasburg pitched 6 full innings. He gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits and struck out 9. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. There's Victor Robles. He's 0 for 3. Pitcher spot due up next for the Nats as well. That's strike 1.
0-1.
So it'll be kind of chess moves now between Bud Black and Dave Martinez. Dave Martinez put Sean Doolittle in the game to get the final out at the top of the 8th, with the pitcher spot coming up next. Does a pinch hitter come in to relieve Doolittle and then a new pitcher come out for the 9th, or do you bat Doolittle and have him pitch and attempt to save in the top of the 9th? Fly ball out toward right field. Blackman under it. He makes the catch. That's out number 2. Also, the Truth 123, if you could expand on that, what do you mean by single game milestones?
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for Washington. Number 1, Wilmer Defoe.
Here comes Wilmer Defoe off the bench, batting in the pitcher's spot. Switch hitter batting from the left side, so Sean Doolittle taken out of the game, which means somebody else will have the opportunity to earn the save in the top of the 9th inning. No ball, 1 strike count.
Count 0-2.
Counts 0-2. Lined into left, a base hit. So Wilmer Defoe comes off the bench and hits a single.
The batter, number 7, shortstop, Turner.
And Brian Shaw taken out of the game after that. Carlos Estevez
Now pitching for the Rockies.
comes into the game. He's going to make his 67th appearance of the year. He has a 5.65 ERA and 65 in the 3rd innings pitch. And strike 1 on Trey Turner, who's been productive in the game today for the Nationals. Got their first runs in the 3rd inning. He had a 2-run home run off Herman Marquez. He also has a single. 2 hits in 4 official at-bats. And he swings and misses. That pitch counts quickly 0-2. Inside counts 1-2. One ball, 2 strike count on the shortstop of the Nats. That pitch misses inside. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carlos Estevez just came out of the bullpen, replacing Brian Shaw. Shaw got 2 outs in the half inning, but let those 2 runners on base. The 2 runners on are Shaw's responsibility. Estevez trying to pitch out of it for him and for his team. Keep the deficit where it is going into the top of the 9th. On the flip side, the Nationals have an opportunity to break the game open again and have a safe lead going into the top of the 9th because their closer is now out of the game. Sean Doolittle came in with 2 outs in the top of the 8th, got the final out, then got replaced by a pinch hitter in this bottom of the 8th inning, so he won't be out for the 9th. That's out to right. Blackman can't make the play. It's into right field. 2 runs score on the play, and the Nationals now have a 6-2 lead. Trey Turner now with 4 RBIs in the game. This one well struck. Blackman went back for it. Just went over his head. 6-2 Nationals lead. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, and here is Starlin Castro. Fly ball out toward right. Played by Charlie Blackman. And that ends the bottom of the 8th inning. So the Nationals tack on 2 more thanks to a Trey Turner 2 runs double Last chance for the Rockies coming in the ninth. It's 6-2. The Nationals lead it. And here comes Hunter Strickland, pitching now for the Nationals, making his 47th appearance of the year. He has a 2.63 ERA and 51 and a third innings pitched. As of right now, this is not a save situation. The Nationals pitched out of a save situation, or hit out of a save situation when they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Up the middle, but the infield was shifted. Trey Turner right behind second. Throws to Zimmerman, and David Dahl is out on 1 pitch.
Now back, the second baseman, Ryan.
So 1 out top of the 9th. Here comes Ryan McMahon. McMahon 0 for 3 out of the number 5 spot in the Rockies order. Hunter Strickland on the mound with the job of finishing this game off. The Nationals used Doolittle in the 8th and then pinch hit for him, so he's out of the game. Now Hunter Strickland in, his team up by 4. Just a bit low, counts 1-1. Ryan McMahon, who started as a first baseman, now consistently playing second, and he's starting this game at second base. One ball, 1 strike count. At foul, and the count now 1-2. Strickland formerly pitched for the San Francisco Giants. He won a World Series with them in 2014.
That's ball 2.
He was also a part of the Nationals team last year. He was a part of their bullpen, so he's a 2-time World Series champion with 2 different
3
teams.
balls, 2 strikes.
Counts full 3-2. He's been a successful pitcher throughout most of his career. Hasn't always been consistent, but certainly reliable. Certainly has the potential to still get better. Sets it out in the right field and foul. Counts still full 3-2. Well, this is his second year with the Nats. That's high out toward left center. Juan Soto's under it. That's out number 2, and now the Rockies have 1 out to work with.
Now back, the center fielder, Raimel Tapia.
Here comes Raimel Tapia. Tapia, no hits in 1 official at bat, but he's walked 2 times in this game. This is game 1 of a 3-game series between these 2 teams.
Whoa, that's down.
The Nationals leading by 4 runs. Strike 1 called. Again, this is not a safe situation for Strickland. Swing and a miss. Counts now 1-2, and now the Rockies with 1 strike to work with. Strickland's 1-2 pitch. On the right field line and foul. The count is still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Strickland's pitch. Line drive, caught by Trey Turner at short. And this game has come to an end. The Washington Nationals have beaten the Colorado Rockies in game 1 of this 3-game series by a 6-2 final score. Eric Thames not a regular outfielder, but he gets to participate in the outfield celebration. See Steven Strasburg there. Here in the win for the Nationals in this one. He pitched 6 full innings, gave up 1 earned run. Herman Marquez gave up 2 earned runs early. Though he pitched well, he got the loss in this one. There's Hunter Strickland, who got the Rockies to get out 3 straight times in the top of the 9th inning. He shut down the game, though he didn't earn the save. He got the final 3 outs for the Nationals and secured their Game 1 win. Steven Strasburg got the win for the Nationals, pitched 6 full innings, gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits, struck out 9 batters. German Marquez pitched slightly worse. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 8 hits, struck out 6. It was a quality start for him, but his offense didn't back him up early, and then the bullpen faltered late in the game, which allowed the Nationals to win this game by 4 runs. The Nationals got 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Trey Turner hit a 2-run home run. No team scored in the 4th or the 5th inning, but then in the 6th, the Rockies got a run back. Trevor Story hit a solo home run. That made it 2-1, but then the Nationals responded quickly after that. Kurt Suzuki hit a solo home run. That made it 3-1. Nationals put on an extra run in the bottom of the 7th inning. An RBI double was hit by Eric Thames. That made it 4-1. The Rockies got another run in the top of the 8th inning when Trevor Story hit his 2nd home run of the game. That made it 4-2, but then the Nationals got an RBI double out of Trey Turner. 2 runs scored on that hit. That made it 6-2, and then Hunter Strickland got 3 straight outs in the top of the 9th inning to send the Rockies back to the clubhouse with a Game 1 loss. The Rockies, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. The Nationals, 6 runs on 14 hits, no errors. Trey Turner got player of the game in this one. He went 3 for 5. He was a triple shy of the cycle after all was said and done. He hit well, started the offense early for the Nationals, was on base consistently. Again, he's the player of the game in this one. We got one more game coming up on Major League Baseball's virtual network later tonight. It's an AL West matchup between the Athletics and the Astros. The game's scheduled to start at 8:10 Eastern Time, so you can look forward to that. The Athletics are first in the AL West, and the Astros are second in the AL West, so that's a good matchup to watch because those are the 2 teams that are most likely to win the AL West at the end of the year. Also, if you like the Nationals, you can look forward to them playing again later on this week on Saturday, August the 1st. The Nationals will be playing the Braves in Georgia at Truist Park. 7:20 Eastern Time is the start time of that game. And this was the last feature from the Rockies this week, the only time that they'll be featured this week. So if you're a Rockies fan, sorry to say this was, hope you soaked in this game because it's the only time you're going to get to see the Rockies this week. But that pretty much does it. This has been a presentation of Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game and all of our games are brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name's Nicholas Callis. Once again, the final score, the Nationals 6 and the Rockies 2.